Hey guys, I'm just going to do a quick disassembly. I always say quick, you know me. This is going to be a free spinning pivot. I don't get it. It's just a thing these days, even with these high-end production companies. This is made by I should probably point that out. This is the Snacks Mini Buster that I just got. I unboxed it yesterday. It's a cool knife. I mean, it's really good looking. I actually just compared it to this Shirogorov Quantum. If you look at the bead blast, the kind of machining lines, it's sort of a similar looking knife. I don't know. It's interesting to me. It's obviously not $1,000. This one's only $270 only. So, yeah, the action is good. It's very smooth. It's just not very drop shut. And you know me, I might try to add some skiff bearings or just see what's going on in here. I tried to do this yesterday with my, I finally got the, damn it. I finally got the, of course I scuffed. This is why I hate a bead blast, guys. Hate bead blast because you can scratch it so easily. I finally got the Natural Micarta F5.5, and of course, it turns out I got the one that was a freaking lemon, or somebody messed with, even though it looked to be brand new in box, so I don't really think anybody messed with it, but something was up with that boy. So, I'm going to work with Urban EDC Supply and see what we can't figure out. This is just as easy to get into, to be honest, as one of those. So that's good to know. That came right off. It looks like an integral, but it's not. Ooh, so this is on multi-row bearings, so I might not be able to replace these. I have one set of sort of bearings like that, so maybe, but I don't think they're going to be the right size. These are pretty big. I'm impressed. I did not expect them to be this good. I actually expected tiny little bearings, and that's not what those are, obviously. Where are the ones I'm looking for? I have one set that is sort of multi-row. I doubt they're that big, because these are huge. These are the ones I think I remember seeing in are that the same size? Well, maybe they could fit, but that's not the ones I'm looking for. I saw them in the Kunwu knife, I think. The Ronin. Why can't I find this one set of... Sorry, I'm looking all up in here. I know that I have them. I mean... Don't know where they would have gotten to, eh? Oh, of course, they're shoved into here, there. That's what I'm talking about. They're not even that really multi-row, but they're multi-row, I guess, right? But those are tiny, yeah. You compare them. Definitely much smaller than this. So, no. All right. We're not replacing the bearings. But honestly, the fact that these are multi-row actually cheers me up a bit. Makes me think they're going to be really good. But yeah, that F5.5 just came jacked up. Like, I've gotten it to the point now where centering is almost good. I mean, that's pretty damn good, but all the other ones I have are absolutely just spot on. I mean, you can see the difference. Again, it's not much, but you can see it. It's off to this side, and it was much worse. This pivot is like cranked down beyond recognition right now just to get it there, and this detent is just so much lighter. It's so weird. It's still like a usable detent because it's a Reassembly, and it has lock stick. It's just so strange because these knives just come apart and go together like a dream, and this one just did not want to. So I'm not posting anything related to that yet. So of course I just filmed that, but whatever. But they even sent me replacement parts. Like, here's a new pivot assembly and everything. And I put that in. I tried to fix it that way, but it seems to be the lock bar I have a buddy who is pretty knowledgeable about this stuff. You may have seen him on Jake Bearded Gears podcast. His name is MB Wild on Instagram. And he's very knowledgeable about knives and action and what goes into them. I think he mods knives for people and stuff. And he was saying it looked like, he said, I bet you somebody messed with the lock bar. Tried to adjust it. Why would you ever try to adjust a Reassembly lock bar? The only thing I can think of is these knives, these f5.5s, they come with a relatively stout detent. Like, they're not weak. You know, if you need to flick one of these out, you gotta give it a good amount of pressure. See how I'll miss sometimes? I really like that about these. And when I'm not under a camera, I can shoot it out pretty easy. But this one, you know, it just comes right out. Again, not weak in the sense of a detent, but in the sense of a RIA or f5.5 detent, which I know because I have multiples of them, and all the other ones are identical. So just made it easy for me to spot that there was something wrong. Plus the centering was off. So, yeah. That is the f5.5 scenario I'm in right now, which sucks because, you know, I really, show side pivot, got it. I really wanted it to be the final piece and to be perfect, you know, but we don't always get what we want, guys. But if we try sometime, we'll get what we need. Direct quote. Direct quote. Even though it's from a song, I pretty much just denote that is from MasterCard. So, whatever. I tried to put a little KPL in here last night to smooth it out. Not smooth it out, to make it more drop shutty, and it didn't really do much, and I clearly just added way too much. I've never done that before. You can see the milling in here is pretty impressive. Look at that. Really, really cool. This thing is much lighter than you would expect. It reminds me of the Jaeger M that we looked at. Did we look at that? Or did I look at that? I may have just looked at that one. That's probably before I was really into the whole showing you guys disassemblies. But I realized I do them all the time, right? So, does that want to come out? I do them all the time, so why not just show you while I'm doing it? You know, makes perfect sense to me, honestly. Okay, here's your stop pin. All basic construction here, Chinese construction, if you want to call it that. I love it. It just is so easy, you know. That's what I love about it. You just take it apart, wipe it a little bit. I do want to take a look at this backspacer. So look at this thing. This thing is interesting. When it's together, it almost looks like an integral to me. And there's only the one screw that holds it in, but you can see it has pins here to hold it in halfway up and then to hold it in at the top here. And then the pressure of this screw and the pivot screw stop pin is what helps it stay in place. It's really cool. And as I've noted in my unboxing, it has these grooves in it. So this is where the blade tip rests when the knife is closed, and this is where the back of the edge, I don't know what you call it, edge termination right here, where the, like, here's your plunge grind, if I'm understanding things correctly, and there is the edge termination. Now, I don't think they did not sharpen all the way back here. Well, it looks like they started to, so, but that's what rests in this little crevice here at the end, so that's pretty cool. All right, I think we are all cleaned up. Yeah, looks like they put a little bit of grease and stuff in here for the backspacer. I usually clean that stuff out and don't bother with it. I I don't think you need that kind of stuff. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out is check this out. Check out the detent ball. It is completely different than most you've seen, and that's because this detent ball is also your steel insert. So that detent ball operates as a steel insert and a detent ball, which is interesting because that means it's probably not ceramic. Well, it might be. But I think ceramic is stronger than steel, maybe. So it wouldn't be smart to have that be used as your detent ball. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that is just hardened steel there. So that's interesting. It could wear out, but I guess I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about that. Who cares? It's not going to wear out on me, guys. Okay, so I was just saying I put too much in earlier, and then I just put too much in. So perfect amount of lube there, guys. I'm just shooting shit everywhere. Okay. Oh, look at this. CPM 20 CV. Look at that tiny ass marking right there. You're not going to see it, but that's cool. Goes down like that. And it's interesting when this blade closes because all you see is this like neck right here. It just looks interesting. I'll show you once it's back together. Tiny dots. Okay, I'm putting a little bit on. Where's my stop pin? I know I was just messing around with that guy. Stop pin. Where are you, sir? There you go. Hey, yeah. And these pins actually stick out the side of the scales, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You'll see when it's done. Okay. Drop. Now you'll see the path of the detent ball is right here. This little thing right here. Let me see if I can pick it up. You can see the line there, right? It's just interesting. It's such a small pivot area to me. But then they have this huge freaking bearing on there. So that's cool. No detent ramp, as you can see, which sucks. That would be right here. And that's another thing people will add to their knives. I'm going to put a dot over here on the detent ball. And then we can squash it together. I don't want to forget the freaking backspacer. I've done that. And then see how that kind of clicked in with these? So it's all in there. And then the pressure of the scale will hold that in, which is really cool. So we are in here. Okay, let's do the pivot first. Boop. We in? There. It definitely helped to open the knife. Yeah, this is a 2-screw, guys. It's a 2-screwer. Titanium hardware, it seems like, because I'm not getting magnetization here. You'll see there was there Loctite on this? Sorry, I gotta look myself. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of Jesus Christ. Tiny bit of Loctite on there, and I was saying Jesus Christ to the fact that I couldn't get that screw in. Not my English. My English is terrible, though. Terrible English. Loctite? I don't see any on there, really. Maybe the slightest bit, yeah. They have their own version of blue Loctite, I think. Yeah, it's the one bad thing about Thai hardware, guys. You can't easily get the screw in with your driver. Seems like pretty good, solid hardware, though. You would hope so for 200 and whatever I said, 70 bucks. I usually tighten it down. This side looks weird to me. It like just doesn't look like it's flush, but it's not supposed to be. So it's interesting. We will check the centering is way off. That's not good. Is this not good? Are we missing any parts? I don't see any parts missing, so it must just be... Yeah, we need to tighten it up, I guess. Okay, what do you think, guys? Looks pretty centered to me. Looks a little off, so let me see if it's stiff. Multi-row bearings kicking in. Did it center up? That's pretty damn center to me, guys. Man, it does look a cut hair off, though. Let me check play first. There's no play. See, it just doesn't want to, like, be very drop shut. It's definitely off by a cut hair, so let me, man, such tight screws. I don't know if that brought it back. I need this. That's pretty goddamn center right there, if you ask me. Do I have play? I mean, it might feel like the tiniest bit of play, but action sure as shit is a little smoother now, too. See this neck? That's what I was talking about. This, like, neck gear. Like, that's what you see when you close it. It just looks a little funky to me. I don't know. Off camera. Yeah, I can feel a little bit of play, guys. I just can't deal with that shit. Tighten that down. I mean, the centering's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty goddamn good. It fits into that pocket, and action could do a little better, but it fits into that pocket well, so I'm not going to complain too much. It definitely shakes close. And no play. So we're good on this, guys. I do wish it dropped a little better. I don't think any type of KPL or lubes or anything is going to take care of that. I think using the knife so the detent ball wears in a track, so the bearings wear in their tracks, and then, it'll slowly start to drop a little better. It's for sure smooth. It's just not drop shutty, and that bothers me because I love a good drop shut knife. But I've been chasing that dragon, guys, and there's just not many of them out there, especially in this price range. You usually need to spend $500 plus to get a really true drop shut knife. So, but this is a cool knife. I like it a lot. I've rambled enough. I appreciate you guys listening to me rant and rave. This has been the Wee Snex Mini Buster. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I catch you later.